Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Kwentong GK. This is your host, Donna Reyes. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We have a very special guest from the Philippines who is the operations head for GK Mabuhay Volunteers. Please welcome Aysa Oquinena. Hi, Aysa.
Hi, Miss Donna. Good morning to the Philippines and good evening, USA. Hello. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And this will be, I think, the last episode for June. And yung
Oh,
June talaga, we had a theme for this month, no? Which is basically we featured guests who are involved in the Bayanihan build, in inviting people to the GK villages, and what the perfect finale, so to speak, to have you, because we're really excited to know more about GK Mabuhay Volunteers. So first of all, bakit siya volunteers? Why do we call it volunteers?
actually, because it's really volunteering when coming to the Philippines to not just tour the Philippines, but really volunteering. A lot of our regular volunteers call it a volunteer because it seems like they're also touring the Philippines because they get to know the culture of the Filipinos, most especially, and they like the places that they pass by. Like going to the GK village, there's a lot of things that they discover, um, and then well, sometimes we really bring them to ano naman to tourist destinations. So it's not just touring, but it's with perks na volunteering as well.
So how is it? So we had maybe, I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago even, I don't remember exactly when, we had Raf Jonicio from Mad Travel.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
how is it different, or how do you work with them, or how's the
We're actually partners with Mad Travel. Yung specialty ni Mabuhay is really in the GK communities. Uh, so when Mad brings guests to GK communities, he partners with me, and then I give him a program. It's more or less like a standard program that we do inside the communities. It's like an immersion camp. So Mabuhay really organizes immersion camps and activities for volunteers. We started with foreign volunteers, um, but later on we realized now why not organize it for local corporate partners who would like to do it like for half a day or a whole day, and so we did that as well, and it has been fun actually. The group of the I think the kids of Tony Olaes, pilgrimage. They always
pilgrimage?
come.
Yes.
Yeah. So they always come and coordinate with us to organize, house build activities for their group. Yeah.
Oh, so I guess the one of the differences between like a social enterprise like Mad Travel. See, Mad Travel can bring their travelers, or their clients in places other than GK, but GK Mabuhay
Yes.
volunteers is really dedicated to
To
GK,
the GK communities.
to the GK communities. Okay. So you
Yes,
mentioned
that's right.
that one of the groups that you cater to are corporations, right? So how's your experience
Yes.
with the corporations? I would imagine, right? It doesn't matter if you're, I don't know, maybe an executive or a manager, right? Or somebody who's a clerk, or or an entry level, whatever position. They're all gonna be assigned, the same task, or would they be
Yeah.
okay?
No special cases. Well,
Walang
they're
special
actually
treatment.
excited. Walang special case. Presidente ka, okay, you still build the house. Yeah, but I think they're very excited naman when they know that they're gonna do a house build, or when their employees are gonna do a house build. They really get their hands dirty as well. In fact, we've had a lot of corporations, Citibank, Yeah, they've been doing volunteer community service days with us, BPI. There, so yung mga bossing dumadating, and then siguro the difference lang, they can only do house build work for only a short time kasi syempre mainit na, 'di ba? So, but most of the time they really join. They really join. We also have actually global employees like Trend Micro has been very regular with us. They bring global employees. So it's really employees from all over the world who come to sign up for a house build activity. And then they
So
stay.
different nationalities.
Yeah, so different nationalities. Yeah. So it's fun actually. Kasi they stay in the community. No, I mean they stay in a hotel, but they report every day to the community for about 5 days, ganyan. And then they have a series of activities that they have planned for the community. But they do a heavy house build work in the morning talaga. And then in the afternoon, they'll do something different. Yeah.
So, okay, so though I never I'm not very familiar with GK Mabuhay. Is it a program of Gawad Kalina, or is it a social enterprise or entity separate from Gawad Kalina na supporting Gawad Kalina communities lang?
It started with actually in 2005, way back in 2005. It started as a tour program of GK since I think it was the time when a lot of donors from the different countries always come to build a village, and then they needed a group to entertain these donors. So they came up with this tour program. And at the same time, this program empowers ladies, mabuhay ladies pa nga, we call it hospitality ladies in the GK communities to entertain the guests who visit the GK villages. But in 2015 or in late 2014, GK decided that it becomes a separate enterprise already. So Bambuhay is established by GK for GK. Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the tours that come, parang it's like parang it's like when you compare it to the Philippines, 'di ba, when tourists come, nag-increase yung lumalaki yung ekonomiya. So parang ganun yung nangyari kay GK. Na when foreigners come, parang nakakatulong siya sa organization. So why not parang make it like an enterprise that really supports it na lang talaga.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense. But okay, so how has the pandemic affected your work? I mean, I can imagine, obviously, there's no travel.
Yeah.
Open up na. You know, in fact, people are not wearing masks anymore here. But,
Yeah,
diba?
oo, actually very it was a struggle for us. Actually, when the pandemic started, it was kumbaga to me as the operations head, parang it was a roller coaster of emotions for me. Parang I don't know what to do. There came, parang we had to, it was really a struggle. We had to cut down our number of employees, since there wasn't any travel anymore. So we had to distribute them to other departments in GK who needed them. We had to look for work for them, ganyan. And then
Meron ba nawalan talaga ng work? Like you can find any work for them?
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. So si Luis actually challenged me to reimagine how this can be done. So probably I came across parang activities that do it virtually. Parang, hey, there's virtual tours. Baka what if we can do this naman in the GK communities, no? So we tried it. And because of that, we are able to empower communities also to stand up for themselves and organize activities for us. And at the same time, being able to find ways for partners or for volunteers to still connect with the communities to be able to help, even just virtually. There is actually parang power in technology ngayon. Syempre, yung challenge lang dito sa Pilipinas is the internet signal. But somehow we like right now, we're able to activate 30 virtual communities already. Yeah, we already have. So this is parang official na we have GK communities who have signals and can be able to connect to their partners virtually or through the use of technology.
So what do they do? What kind of activities or events do they do?
Most of them are really birthday parties. Yeah, masaya po actually. Because it was a virtual activity and because my birthday was June. So I said, let's try it. And then I tried it. I tried it on my birthday. Let's do a virtual birthday party. Bahala na. Let's try this out. Ganyan. And then when we tried it, we realized that it worked. Oh, why don't we market this? Ganyan. And then others would follow already. Like there would even be corporations who would like to do like a birthday party in the community. Of course, we just observe health protocols, ganyan. So kids would be on face masks. And then we can only have so much kids, like 20 kids, because we're not allowed to gather a lot. And then there would only be a few like coordinators on the ground attending to the kids, like siguro 3 or 4 lang yung makikita. And then we just use their mobile devices talaga. Or because some of the youth have laptops, so we just borrow their laptops. And then they can really communicate with the birthday celebrants. Yeah, so
my
it's
birthday
fun.
would be from the community. Yun yung birthday.
Yung my birthday, actually, yun yung parang may sponsor. Yung sponsor. Halimbawa ako may birthday ako. And then I choose a GK community to celebrate my birthday with.
Okay.
And then it's also a time that we can gather the kids from that community who are also celebrating their birthdays in June. So we celebrate together, ganyan. But it's virtual.
Okay.
We also have interactive games. And so we really do a birthday party talaga parang, okay, so I also blow a candle, ganyan. Ganon. It's really just interacting virtually. Ganon. We do games virtually, ganyan. Oh.
Nice. So you can raise, celebrant can raise money, parang ganyan, for her birthday, and then he or she would celebrate with the community, and then kayo na mamimili whatever community it's going to be. Ganun ba yan?
Yes. Yes.
Is there a set amount or something, or they can just do whatever?
Actually, our standard package for birthday parties is 10,000 pesos.
Okay.
You get to feed already the 20 kids. You have games. You have a birthday cake. And then you also have loot bags. The loot bags that we give to the children are usually hygiene kits. They're not the usual traditional candies, ganyan, because of the waste also in the GK villages, diba? And we want to promote in this time of pandemic. We really want to promote health, safety, among the children. So we give them hygiene kits instead. Yung laman ng hygiene kits usually yung basic soap, face towel, probably toothbrush and toothpaste, ganyan. For them to really promote na yung personal hygiene ng mga bata so that they keep themselves healthy all the time. Yeah.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, the birthday celebrant actually can invite their relatives also to be part of the virtual celebration. Yeah.
Nice.
So fun siya.
Oh, nga. I mean, yeah, it's that also the birthday becomes more meaningful, and at the same time, you also nakakapagpasaya ka ng community. It's a fun way of really helping out also, diba? So and then you get to celebrate with a whole community,
Kasi it's also totoo. It's also been a while kasi na we think that the pandemic has been stressful to us adults, but in fact it's also stressful to the kids kasi because they're not allowed to go outside and play. They don't understand really what coronavirus is. Tayo nga, we don't even understand what the virus is. Sila pa kaya, diba? So it's also a fun way for them. It's therapeutic, kumbaga. To us, it's more of therapeutic. Aside from birthday parties, we also tried doing other virtual activities like virtual learning tutorials. So we had a group last year, and they're doing it again this year. They did academic tutorials among the kids. So they taught the kids English, ganyan. Tapos they would say na when I talk to them, so how was the activity? Sabi nila, it's something out of the ordinary. At least it's not, kasi bangko yun eh. Sabi nila, it's not numbers that were entertaining, but it's coming up with lessons and making sure that the kids really understand yung sinasabi ko. Sabi ko, nouns lang naman yung tinuturo namin sa kanila, but it made a big impact ba. And then they realized that there are really kids from remote areas na mahirap nga talaga yung paano ba, academic development, yung cognitive development ng mga kids, magkakaiba pala. It's different from here in the metro. Yeah.
Okay, so babalikan natin mamaya yan. Actually, I'm going to shift gears a little bit here because we're talking about the pandemic and all of that. So I understand na we all knew about Luis Oquinena, who's of course your brother-in-law, and their family, right, getting COVID. And you mentioned offline kanina before we started the show that actually it was you and Budoy first who got COVID. But before we get to that, let me just read some of the shout outs. Busy ang ating mga nagko-comment.
Talaga.
Ba audio ni Aysa? I think Chrissy said mahina the audio. Okay na ba? Give us a thumbs up on the chat, Chrissy or love. And then Leslie Tikia says hi from Chicago. Hi Les. Thank you for joining us. Si Leslie Tikia is our area director dito sa Chicago, Aysa. So.
Oh, hello.
And then si JP Jose says, good evening, Miss Donna. And good morning, Ate Aysa. Hi, JP.
Hi,
Yan.
JP. Kumusta?
Nag-guest na natin si JP dito. You wanted to show, so maybe would this be a good time to show the video that you sent us before we...
Yeah, it's fine. Sure.
Okay. Lang ha? Wait lang. Kakasan natin siya. It's still thinking. Okay.
It's thinking.
It's
actually a summary of what we do. Yeah. It's a summary of what we do in Mabuhay actually.
Okay. Ayan. Ngayon naman nagmamadali siya, di ba? Let me just here. Yan. Can you see my screen, Ice?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You said you wanted to share some photos also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it okay?
You can share screen. You should be able to.
All right po. Let me just put this in post.
Ayan. So,
Can
kukwento
you see it po?
yan yung mga yan.
Yeah, okay. So these are the basic activities that we do in Mabuhay. So we have there, as you can see, foreign and local um, volunteers. I think in one of your episodes, you had a priest who shared about their immersion. Father Mario po ba?
Yes, si
Yeah, I
Father
was listening
Mario.
to him actually. Yeah, I was listening to him because I think hindi pa ako it wasn't me yet who was holding Mabuhay when it was his time to parang bring his group to the Philippines. But I know that they spend 2 weeks um, in the community, and it's so nice lang to see that yung foreign natin na volunteers are able to develop really close-knit relationships with the kids, with the mothers. In fact, they become a family. That's what they always share to me. Like if they're so happy with the things, some students pa nga from international schools would tell me na, Ate Aysa, why are they so happy? They only have so little. And then me, if I don't have a cell phone, I'm not even happy. Yung mga things like that, the little things, the little realizations um, that they experience or they see after they do a volunteer activity or an immersive camp like this is really something. We had a group before. She's a blogger, blogger, yeah. She's from Singapore, and then she challenged herself and her followers to join her in an immersive camp. Ito yon, si Mel, the one on the right side, the right picture in the middle. Ayan.
Uh-huh.
So she was able to gather kasi she also got sponsorships from airlines since she's like that. She's an influencer. She's an influencer
Filipino
in
siya
Singapore.
or no?
No,
Singaporean.
Singaporean. Yeah,
Okay.
Singaporean. And then she did volunteer work with GK. And then because of her influence, she challenged her followers to join her in an immersive camp. And then nangyari, she was able to gather about 12 of her followers, I think, to join her to go to the Philippines and do house build activities. So we brought them to Nueva Ecija. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 12 people,
Yes.
followers niya sa Singapore, went with her to the Philippines.
Yes.
Nice. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah. That may mga kumagat din pala doon sa challenge niya, 'di ba? To join her to go to the Philippines. So it's really something. I think some of them are her friends, but most of them talaga are her followers. Yan. And then we really give them hard work, no? And we ask them to we we, we parang bring in the culture of the Filipino. So boodle lunch. Yan. Medyo social lang because um the foreigners get culture shock when they really see the real boodle fight na halo-halo yung pagkain.
Yes.
So we make it more organized. We make it more organized na lang that there are no plates. Okay, we'll just put your rice here and then there's ulam there in front of you. You can get there. Because we also, over the years, we also found out that they cannot finish their rice. So we put lang a little. Some naman okay, ganyan. Especially if they like the food. They usually like the food that the mothers in our communities cook. So that's why we really encourage also our mothers to cook during immersion.
So what do you,
And
I
then,
suppose, is the Filipino, traditional Filipino dishes yung ipiprepare?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Filipino traditional dishes. Sometimes if we are in the provinces, we ask them to cook their parang delicacy, local delicacy. Ganun. Yeah, yung mga volunteers ko actually from Taiwan, very matakaw sila in terms of mga sabaw natin ng mga ng mga ulam, sinigang, tinola, ganyan. Yun yung mga classic favorites ng mga foreigners, no? There. And then they organize they organize activities for the kids as well. Um, so like they do carnival, ganyan. And then some of the volunteers, we bring them to Oquinena ng Kalinga to also volunteer. Yeah. So yung corporate natin, usually yung mga BPOs, before they end their shift, they volunteer in a kusina because maaga nga ang ating mga kusina. So some of them would also do repainting activities or mural activities in mga big walls, bare walls of our communities. We also have schools who build playgrounds for the kids, like the one here in the middle. So because he's building a playground, it's the kids who assist him, no? Yan, kasi excited. The kids are quite excited. And now, actually, Miss Dawn, I'd like to share with you, this is our virtual activities. So there you go. Yeah, it really is possible. So yung cake, as you can see, I encourage them to to pat to advocate the local bakery, to really support the local bakery. If there's a local
Yes.
bakery who bakes good cakes, just go there. Don't go to Goldilocks or Red Ribbon because you have to go far away pa ganyan.
Mhm.
So kaya they make really beautiful birthday cakes for us.
Yes.
So it's very nice. Yeah, opo. Yan. And then yan yung sinasabi kong the birthday celebrant can invite guests and relatives. So they join us, no?
Eh di pwede rin yan anniversaries, mga ganyan.
Pwede. Yes.
Diba?
Pwede po. Pwede. We just really observe health protocols. Parang if there are 100 kids in the village, we can only take in so much because of the health protocols. We can only take in 20 at a time. So, umuulit naman eh. Of course, not just the kids. We also do tambayan empowerment sessions for the youth. Like this one in the bottom picture. There's a volunteer bank who shared about financial literacy. There you
Oh,
go. So, yan yung mga
nice.
kids. Yeah, opo. So it's about their expertise talaga. So it's financial literacy, and then at the end of their session, they gave like an inspirational talk about how we're gonna manage this pandemic, and yeah. So it's fun actually. So this is what we did now, or we're doing now. It's not just that, we're also organizing webinars because we have corporate partners like Ford Philippines who wanna still continue to empowerment forums for our women in the communities. So they tied up with us to organize the women in our communities to attend this webinar. So yon, actually mas
So
marami
when
pa namang
corporations
naka-attend
like
na
this
virtual.
do the webinars for women or the financial literacy for the youth and maybe even young professionals, right? Do they so
Yes.
they provide the education or the webinar, but they also raise funds for it for the event or no?
Yeah, they actually raise funds for the event. Kasi we actually have a fee for it kasi we need to also fund the internet of the communities. Yeah, like
Okay.
well, si Ford Philippines, they really gave us, okay, Aysa, use these funds, ganyan, give them parang yung kits, ganyan, or may pamerienda pa sila, yan, may pamerienda since it's 2 hours, sige, pamerienda ka sa kanila, ganyan. So there's a fee for that naman po.
So the audience,
It depends lang on the scope that they want.
right? So the audience would be the community, or anyone who's going to pay the registration fee can join.
Yung community po, they don't pay the registration.
Yes.
It's really the corporate sponsor. Yeah. So still observing health protocols, we only take in about up to 20 lang maximum attendees in a community. Yeah. So to be able to spread it, like si Ford Philippines did it in 10 communities. So Aysa would like to do it with 200 women. Okay, let's do 10 communities or 20 communities na, 10 women lang, 10 women leaders in each community. So mas malawak yung nagiging scope ng webinar since naabot yung Mindanao areas natin. I think that's what's good also about virtual because we're able to reach Visayas and Mindanao as well.
Mhm.
Because pre-pandemic, our volunteers would choose only 2 hours or 3 hours away from Manila lang. Yung mga
Para
provincial na
balikan lang,
nandun.
di ba?
Oo, para balikan lang. It's not gonna take up their time traveling.
Right.
But now that it's virtual, we're able to share resources with the ones in Mindanao and Visayas, na provinces. Yeah.
So with, with the vaccination, being rolled out already in the Philippines, do you anticipate, do you already have an idea of when things will work, it will open up and, with operations going back to, I guess, as normal as it possibly can? Like, will it be next year? Baka years pa ba? Wala pa.
I don't know, baka, well, definitely not yet next year. Well, parang I think last week I was discussing it with Budoy. Sabi ko, when do you think are we gonna finish or achieve herd immunity? Sabi niya, when you do the math, maybe mga 5 years pa, ganyan. Sabi ko, ha? Kawawa naman ako. What am I gonna do? I was
Well,
already thinking about that. Kasi syempre, di ba, there isn't gonna be any travel if that's the case, ganyan. So, what? There's a lot of uncertainties yet, like a lot of questions pa in my mind, but I know that definitely it's not yet gonna happen next year. So we just need to really work hard and continue this virtual thing while
yeah.
I can.
Well, every day somebody celebrates his or her birthday, right? There's always somebody celebrating a birthday or
True.
celebrating an anniversary. You just log on to Facebook, oh my gosh, right? So, minsan sabay-sabay pa yung mga,
Yeah.
this is the first time, for me to know about it. And it's something that is so easy to do, so fun, to do for me, like if I'm celebrating my birthday, it takes away I guess, stress over something that I have to organize, etc. In fact, I have not organized my own birthday since, magko-49 na ako, so 4 years ago. Since, kailan yung Marawi? Marawi was 4 years ago, right? Yeah, that was the first, and
Yes.
where I did not organize my birthday. I had a friend who owns a restaurant who organized it for me, and then we raised funds for K&K. And so, for everyone celebrating their birthday, that this is a great idea for you guys to celebrate it. It's a lot, it's meaningful. I think it will be a lot, less stress, right? Hindi masyadong, it wouldn't be as stressful as having to
True.
party, diba? And that's going to be even more expensive. And if you invited, I don't know how many people, you probably won't even have time to talk to them or whatever. You probably forget who even came. Diba? Plus, things are open up
True.
in the
Totoo.
US, but it's still not as normal as throwing a big bash, All right. So we have a message from Joy Guillerma. She says,
Anong joy?
Aysa, Oquinena, and her GK Mabuhay team have been very supportive and have engaged international partners even during this pandemic. Very innovative. Ayan. Para sa yan. Sa very
Thank you.
GK Mabuhay team. And I agree. 100%. All right. Okay, so we were talking about how your family has been affected by COVID, right? In fact, it was Budoy and you. Do you have any children? Did they also contract COVID?
No. No, actually. Here in our household, no. So there's 5 of us here, including my son. My brother lives with me, and of course the yaya. All of us contracted COVID except for my son. Siguro dahil sobra siyang active. He's 9 years old and he's super active during the day.
But you said mild symptoms lang, right? So how did you even know it was COVID?
Well, the test said it. It was mild. I started with a body ache. It's just like a normal flu. I know that it's from Budoy kasi he started it eh. He started it. So I contracted it from him, ganyan. Hawa-hawa, ganon. I started with a body ache. And then that was also the night that I decided to let Budoy rest in our room and I would sleep with my son in his room. And then the following day, I had parang full body flu na talaga. No fever, no fever at all, but body flu. And then Budoy was having the cough already. It started with that. And then because I constantly send messages to Luis's wife, Tess. So she would say, hala, 3 days na yan, ganyan siya, magpa-test na kayo, ganyan.
And just so people
To
know, because
Budoy,
they
it
might,
seems very normal because
yeah, so just
yeah,
know, just so people would know, Tess is a doctor, right? She's a physician. So that's why
yes,
I said, okay,
she's
so
a
it's more than
physician.
just, so in her professional opinion, she says, magpa-test na.
Magpa-test na kayo,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because to Budoy, actually, it was normal because it was the time of the year. Every year, he always has this either a cough or a flu that would last for days. And then during that time, he really thought that, no, it's just the time of the year. Ganyan yung sabi niya sa akin. Okay, it's the time of the year. But I had it also kasi sabi ko, time of the year, I don't usually have it. And then I had it. And then Tess would tell me that you'd better take the test. Ganyan. So we had the test. It was on a Saturday, actually. I had a webinar during that day. In the afternoon, I had to take the test. We went for a drive-through. And then that night, Budoy was really worse sa cough niya. He couldn't breathe na, ganyan. He was having a hard time talaga sleeping.
So, hindi pala mild. The symptoms were not mild if he's having trouble breathing and coughing.
Siya talaga. It was getting worse. Pero kasi he was taking meds according to the symptoms. Parang, okay, may ubo ako, I'll take ganito. Okay, sumasakit. Parang may lagnat ako, I'll take paracetamol. Ganon siya. Parang sa kada symptom na pumapasok sa kanya, he would drink medicine for it. Pero Tess was already telling me, can you please check his breathing, ganyan. Tapos, we had to buy an oximeter, ganon, just to check. It was, in fact, on a Sunday, midnight, that Tess said, let's go to the hospital. It's not anymore nice. It's not good anymore. Let's go to the hospital. Can you drive? Sabi niya sa akin. During that time, I was also coughing, pero not so, it was just mild cough, ganyan. Okay, I'll drive. Drive ako. Midnight to the hospital. Kasi sabi ni Tess, because she has clinic in this small hospital in Pasig. I live in Marikina, in Pasig, just by Marcos Highway. Sabi niya, let's go there. So we went there. We went to the emergency room. Thank God it wasn't a very crowded emergency room because the hospital was already full, so they couldn't take in any more patients. But there was this one room in the hospital that was supposed to be reserved for the priest because it's St. Camillus Hospital. It's run by priests. Ganyan. It's a charity hospital, in fact. So we had to call the priest also to ask if Father can use your room. There, the emergency room said, right, so the emergency room doctor said, your husband is admissible for COVID. So they took a rapid test. In fact, wala pa nga yung results nung Sunday. Our results from the test wasn't there yet. We knew about it Monday na talaga. But Sunday test said, let's just admit na si Budoy, hindi na talaga kaya. So there, it was scary. It was scary kasi scary talaga. We saw his chest x-ray, parang, it was so hazy from the normal. x-ray, ganyan. So, scary na talaga. And then they were asking me, are you gonna stay with your husband? Ganyan. Because if you stay, you cannot go out anymore. And I said, no, because I have a son that I have to take care of. Ganyan. So, okay. And then, well, si Budoy naman didn't insist now that I stay. He said he'll just manage. Okay, so that was it. That was the start of our journey. It was Holy Monday. It was Holy Monday that really started this journey. Um, so
So what was
as I
going on in your
mentioned,
head when that was all happening? Were you thinking, how did he contracted it? What was he doing? Who was he with? Like was he in the community? Or
um,
was going on in
actually
your head?
mas inisip pa nga ni Budoy yun eh. He was already thinking about where he would contract it. Ako parang, okay, what am I supposed to do? Parang I was blank. In fact, parang, that's how I felt. Parang I was blank. I didn't know what to do. I'll just act on it na lang. I know that I had to go home to my son, ganyan, and attend to him, and at the same time, parang think about how Budoy's gonna hold it up and all that. I'll just go by the flow na lang. I think the Lord knows what I'm feeling inside. I can't really say kasi parang hindi pa talaga nag-sink in sa akin until that day na nakuha ko yung results ko. Of course it was positive. So Tess called me up and then she said, "You got to isolate now." I didn't even get to say goodbye to my son. I just went inside the room na bahala na. Sabi niya, you gotta go, ganyan. Now na, ganyan siya. So sabi ko, hala. So, wala talaga. As in, ako, hindi ko na inisip, hindi man lang ako nag-goodbye to my son. I just texted my brother na, please take care of him, ganyan. And Yaya, please take care of them, ganito, ganyan. This is what we'll do, ganyan, ganyan. So, I was isolated. It's a good thing that we have our room here in the house has its own bathroom, ganyan, and I can just lock it. So I didn't even get to, yung naisip ko talaga, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to prepare my son for it. Our son actually has special needs, although he's high functioning, but this is something shocking for him. I know it's going to be overwhelming because he knows that I'm here, but he doesn't get to see me, ganyan. So we just do video call, and he's eating lunch. Okay, I'll eat lunch with him, ganyan. Video call, ganyan. So para talagang malayo na ako, ganyan. While Budoy is hanging on in the hospital, yun na, well, thank God for Luis, Tess, and his family who's here, because they've been running about getting medicines for him and all that, while I'm trying to attend to my household while I'm inside the room managing everything as well. It's a challenge, and somehow, since it was Holy Week, it was really a great reflection for me and the family. Now you just have to lift it up to him and surrender in the process of healing.
Mhm.
Ganon. So, yeah.
How long were you isolated for?
Alam mo, Miss Donna, ang daming nangyari talaga dito. Because on my 12th day, we realized that my brother and the Yaya turned out to be positive for COVID. So they need to isolate from my son. So sabi ko, who is going to take care of him? I mean yung mga, as in, ano talaga, naubos talaga kami dito sa bahay. When I knew about their positive test results, I was already evaluating, no? Sabi ko, so how is Aldo going to survive? Ganyan, parang Luis and Tess were already entertaining the idea of taking my son away from us, ganyan. But it seems that he's a carrier kasi, because he's exposed to us, so he's a carrier. It's just that he didn't show any symptoms at all. So, and I said that it would parang magdi-disorient yun. If you take him out, he wouldn't understand ganyan at the same time. So, test recommended, and even the doctor said, you're on your 12th day. And some of the medicines are done already. I'm done with some of the medicines. You can go attend to him. But we cannot stay in one room, ganyan. But there's all buts, ganyan. So we cannot stay in one room. I had to wear a mask. I cannot hold him. I cannot hug him. I'll just attend to him like that. Okay. I cannot hold you, ganyan. So hard. It's so hard.
What if he wants to hold you and hug you too, right? Oh my goodness.
I made him understand. Parang I made him understand. Okay, let's just hold hands, ganyan, and then let's put alcohol afterwards. Sabi ko sa kanya. So because mom is not yet too well, that's why mom has to wear a mask, ganyan. So I had to explain this to him, and then I had to attend to everybody. I had to feed my brother who is in quarantine already. So nag-shift kami ng rooms, ganyan. Tapos Dayaya is at the back in her room, ganyan. So, tapos actually, I think blessings naman, no? The Lord really does not leave you alone. He will actually provide. My high school friends who are also here in Manila, when they knew about my situation, um, we prayed the rosary every night. And then they would send me food. They would send me food that I didn't have to cook anymore. I'll just heat it up. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. Ganyan. Tapos pasok ng pasok yung delivery dito sa bahay. Sabi ko, wait lang. Minsan na, and it was really an overwhelming, parang overwhelmed ako dun sa blessing that they're able to take care of me even just like that, even just for just distant, ganyan. They're able to take care of me, and then we pray the rosary every night because we had to lift up Budoy na he was there were times that Budoy got to his worst na umabot sa time na parang he was questioning if he was gonna go home pa, ganyan. Tapos parang ako,
oh my gosh.
Don't even entertain that idea because I did not ever entertain that idea at all in my head. So I just, just needed to be strong for him, ganyan. So I would just send him videos of his son, ganon. Although hindi ko siya nakukuha, I get it from my brother sometimes. But when I'm able to join already my son, yun nga, we would send videos to him na to be strong and ganyan lang. Naubos talaga kami dito sa household. As in, I couldn't imagine talaga how we were able to manage it. But our faith probably has allowed us to, walk through this. It's a journey kasi. It has become a very memorable journey for us as a family. We had the support of everyone around us, ganyan. Kaya
And a lot of people were praying for you because we knew
yes,
was,
yeah.
people posted it on, might have been Luis or maybe Mari who posted it. I think I saw it from their posts. And, we were all praying for you. And that's a good thing too about, being involved.
Thank you so much.
So many people care for you. We have not met. This is the first time, for us to meet dito pa sa Zoom, right? Here on Kwentong GK, we've never met before. But I'm pretty sure I was not the only one. My husband and I were praying for all of you when we heard about, you
Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones. A lot of people who might not know you are also praying for you. And
yeah, I know.
So everyone is healthy na and everyone is back to
Yes.
Everyone
is back to normal.
Please God.
Everyone is back to normal. Yeah.
So okay, so you just walked us through all these, the agony, right, that your family had gone through. So how did this affect your work, or how can you even think about work during that time? Or people.
I couldn't.
What's that?
I couldn't. Well, siguro that's why GK is really a family. Kasi they also take care of you even the work, even sa workload mo. They understand. So like, when Budoy was in the hospital, somebody really took his place, stood up and took his place, and made sure that everything was in place. To me naman, yeah, my team would also take my place, and they would say, it's okay ate, we can do this, ganyan, don't worry about it, ganyan lang sila sa akin. Would just text me if there was something to be decided on, ganyan, but most of the time it was really them who had to do it, because they said that, we know you cannot think about this anymore. I thought I could. Actually, I thought I could because I was in isolation, di ba? But
Yeah.
no, I had to. I think there was a day na parang naubos yung araw to how Budoy is. Everyone was texting totally. Naubos ang oras ko sa kaka-text din pala. I couldn't even binge watch on my K-drama. Yan, sabi ko magki-K-drama ako since isolated ako, pero hindi rin pala ako makaka-binge watch. I cannot even concentrate. Yan, but we're very blessed, and we're very thankful to everybody who sent prayers, who sent prayers for us and the family. Yun. Kaya parang we can't imagine na sumunod si Luis, tapos sabi namin, sana wag na si Mari. Please, Lord, tama na.
Na-spare naman si Mari, di ba? Na-spare naman si...
Na-spare si Mari, yeah. Na-spare si Mari. Kaya
Praise God.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what does Budoy do for GK?
For GK, he's the operations head of Luzon. So, he's the island head of Luzon. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's a big group. Actually, that's a big group. He handles a big group.
So, ang GK has become an Oquinena, family affair, right? So, did you and Budoy meet in GK, or you were
way back?
Huh?
Yeah, Budoy and I met way back in Bacolod. Because of the youth ministry that we were in, Youth for Christ. Yeah, so that's where we met. I don't know how old, parang kakapasok lang ata ng YFC noon, parang 13
Mga teenagers pa kayo.
Yes. Teenagers pa kami, Miss Donna. Actually, si Luis and Tess were also a part of this journey. Si Luis, I met him when I was 13. He headed my youth camp there. And Tess was actually my parang household head, my first household head. Yeah, in a household meeting. So there, actually, and then ewan ko, parang they just put us all together to become one family. Siguro God.
And how blessed are we that we have the Oquinena clan, serving the communities and Gawad Kalinga, and doing all these incredible things that you all do. Diba?
Oh, thank you also. Thank you.
We have a message from Maricel Villanueva. She says, thank you for joining us. It's good to learn more about the exciting activities of GK Mabuhay. And she also said, God indeed provides. We are never alone. May we always remember that, especially when we are afraid. And so in the last maybe few minutes here, can you tell us how we can be a part of GK Mabuhay activities and events, especially now that we can't really do, at least hindi pa natin alam, we still don't know when things will open up for travelers, for people who can participate in the immersion in the GK communities, but we can do the birthday parties and the events and things like that, right? So you'd like to give us information, invite everybody.
Oh yes, so GK Mabuhay still operates. So we can organize virtual activities for you. If you want to celebrate your birthday in a different way, there you can contact us. Yeah, we can show you the communities. In fact, you can play with the kids virtually. You can celebrate with us. Now that this pandemic has also affected the education of our kids, you can also share, by tutoring them in English or in math or even in science. We can do it virtually as well. But of course, other things, um, if you'd like to adopt a community as a group and do Kusina ng Kalinga, there we can connect you to that as well. And of course, other things like now is, I think next month is going to be National Children's Book Month there in the Philippines. So we celebrate, so we do Kalinga Sabayan activities that are related to literacy and education. So you can also donate books to us, pre-loved or new books. There you go to the GK communities, and then we can connect you through a storytelling session, perhaps. Yeah, so you can
Nice.
just go to our Facebook page. That's GK Mabuhay Facebook page. Or you can go to our website. That's www.gk-mabuhay.com. There you go.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned about the book because Leslie is very much passionate about, promoting literacy. And I think her first project, si Leslie Tikia, who's been watching, her first project was actually a library or a GK community. I don't
Oh, that's nice.
which GK
Yeah.
community, but that was her first project. And she owns a staffing company now, but her passion really is in teaching. Her first job was as a teacher. O, diba? Ayan, Lesa, I know you're watching.
That's nice.
You can connect with GK Mabuhay with your passion project. Yan. Well, thank you so much, Ice,
Yes.
for joining us this evening.
Thank you also.
This was really an amazing finale for June. A nice way to wrap up June for us. And everyone, we invite you to check out the GK Mabuhay Facebook page. I'm pretty sure Chrissy or Lovely's typing that was a Facebook page name or account on the comment below. We invite you to join the activities of, if you're celebrating birthdays or anniversaries or what have you, and you want it to be more meaningful, please connect with GK Mabuhay. And yes, we can still connect even virtually. For now, we just have to be innovative, just like GK Mabuhay is, and keep our communities alive in that way. All right. I think there's some more. Yeah, so it's been shared, both FB page and website. Okay, so just check out the comments below for GK Mabuhay's Facebook page and website. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us for another episode of Kwentong GK. Make it a habit every Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. Good night, everyone.